Walked in, motherfucker.
Yeah, we're
Right.
gonna shut up in a second. Do you get him in? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just
Hello.
Yo, what's good, Kaito?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Hey, bro, just give Rasen a
Hello.
couple minutes. He will be back.
Okay.
Okay.
He got the fuck out of here as soon as you popped in, bro.
Yeah, bro, you scared, bro. You scared.
Moo, are you recording?
I'm
Are you gonna record?
actually.
Well, are you? Okay,
Okay.
well, then you should be fine.
I'm gonna upload the VOD after. I'm gonna also post this on Twitter. My first tweet in I don't know how many days. Yeah, it's been 4 days since I tweeted. Yeah, I don't know. I don't tweet for shit anymore. I don't know. I've completely lost all interest in the Twitter grind. I used to tweet like 100 times a day. I'm not even kidding.
Dang. I will also just say, I'm down for going off and discussing all over the place, but like in maybe an hour I'll have to leave to do something, and then an hour later I can come back. I don't know how long these usually last, but like.
I mean, it's
part 1 and part 2, bro.
Like if you guys hash it out fast, then it will be fast. If not, then
It might not be fast, is the thing.
This shit is not gonna be fast, bro.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, like, I'm down to go for, like, the rest of the night. It's just, at some point, I'll need to, like, go away
It's fucking
and
goated.
come back.
He cleared up his entire schedule.
No, I
didn't get your ass, bro.
Bro is skipping his Easter family dinner for this shit.
Yeah, no.
Well,
no, I finished.
Orthodox Christian, so I don't celebrate Easter this weekend.
I don't even know what an Easter is.
Based. Almost Comcast is having a surprise episode.
Oh dang, is this gonna be like?
To watch Big Num. I think his name is like Big Num, Lil Num, or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Kaito, go.
Oh boy.
In the oldest Annie Poke debate in the book.
I can see some of my friends being like, "What the heck? What's Kaito doing there?"
Oh my god.
Goated, bro.
With the incel moot, bro. What the fuck?
I'll just tell them that like they begged me to come on like 8 times.
Bro, please, bro. I need your clout.
We paid you.
Please.
I don't even have clout really.
Unblock me, please.
But half of them have blocked me.
Yeah, true, actually.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't, dude. I'm in the fucking Azure Promelia community now. I'm already getting e-girls adding me left and right, bro. It's over.
That's insane.
I'm a gotcha god now.
Oh man, if I had like 2% less like financial stability and less self-respect, I'd get into gacha so quickly.
Yeah, true. Dude, I haven't, surprisingly, like gacha, like Genshin's the one I've played the most, but surprisingly I never spent a cent on Genshin, but I've spent like thousands on other gachas.
It really does depend on the game.
Yeah.
Because like Genshin is like
Genshin you don't really like need to spend any money at all because the game is so fucking easy. I mean, the other ones are kind of easy too, but I don't know. I spent like 1,000 on Honkai Star Rail, and then there's another
$1,000?
There's like a shooter one called Snowblade.
Sorry, $1,000?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then in the other one, there's like a shooter called Snowbreak Containment Zone. I spent over 2K on that one. And I dropped it after a week. I don't know.
Yeah, no. Part of that has to do with it, I think, because like Genshin makes the most money by like a landslide.
Oh yeah, the reason
they don't need you to spend stuff.
Yeah, Genshin. Well, the one thing is that Genshin kind of has like a more of a cap on like how much you actually would get from spending. Some games like Tower of Fantasy have basically no limit. Like you can just keep spending and spending. You'll get stronger and stronger and stronger. But Genshin kind of has like almost like hard mathematical caps on like, you know, at some point you're just treading your wheels. Like you're not getting any stronger, getting anything better. But
Yeah,
the
it has
main
some
thing, though, is
sense
that
of like.
Genshin's like gacha system, like their odds, like of how much you get, like your chance of getting shit and all that is generally lower than other like contemporaries in the industry, which is why they've made so much, is because you actually have to roll more in order to get the best stuff.
Yeah,
Because
that makes sense.
The rates are lower, and there's something called a pity system, basically, where if you
Pity system.
if you spin the slots like enough times, you'll just get the thing that you're spinning for after like a certain number. And Genshin's is very high at like 90. Most games it's like 70 or even 40 in some cases. But
I like the term pity system because it's like
it's actually like that's the official name for it too. It's
the official name. It's like
the
how
official
much
name.
pity a game has for you.
And people will call gachas like generous and shit. They're like, "Oh my god, they're so generous for letting me
Generous.
waste my money 40 times instead of 90." Yeah.
Yeah.
Some games like the Fate one don't have any pity system at all.
Rasen's hopping in soon.
Yeah, Ross's portion.
Finally,
yeah, no,
jeez.
This is a Genshin live stream now.
He has a Genshin live stream.
But
No, go back to Fate.
There's basically a new gacha got announced like last week, and it's like Genshin plus Power World, and it's ridiculously
dear lord.
well executed. It looks very, very good.
Did you say that shit was about,
What? Bro,
Did you say what that game was? Yeah, I didn't want to finish that sentence.
Oh no!
Did
the
you
game
say
is
what that game was about?
developing. Like we don't even know what the game's about yet.
Oh, was it a different one that had the underage girls?
No,
Oh,
every
dear.
single one of
What
them-
the
Oh
fuck?
god.
That
Oh
one
god.
Oh,
What are you
God.
saying?
Okay, every single one of these games has underage girls. Let's get that out of the way. Actually, I think
Moot.
the
But when
only
you point it
one-
out is another matter.
The only
Moot.
one that really doesn't have many at all is the new Honkai, but it has like 2, but those were like at the very start, and after that they didn't add any. That's pretty much the only one I can think of. Also, Snowbreak. Snowbreak doesn't have these underage children. But no, this game
Yeah,
definitely does
let's
have
rank gachas based on how few underage girls they have. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Make it serious.
as Rosin just keeps getting ready for some weird reason.
Chibi or like lolly or whatever you want to call them, characters in and of themselves are not really a problem. But
Yeah,
the problem
no.
is whether they're like sexualized or not. Like for example, the most popular character in Genshin is Nahida, who is a barefoot lolly, and like you can understand. Yeah, okay, obviously that's why she's so popular.
Yeah.
It's really
He's here. Shut the fuck up. Everyone mute, bitch.
Everyone mute.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back. Okay. Anyway, I'm
Thank
gonna
you
do a
for
quick
thank you for the gotcha talk. That was
guys,
very good.
Welcome after our little gotcha sideshow. Welcome everyone to a special edition of the Jobless podcast. This is the Thunderdome of Annie-Poke. This is the greatest debate of all time. X and Y versus Sun and Moon. Representing XY, I believe, is our server owner, Rasenburst, the owner of the Critical Hit YouTube channel, which has hit pieces such as Why Alon is so fucking shit and Why Horizons is a flop. On the other hand, we have everyone's favorite Twitter keyboard warrior, Kizuti Kaito, who is here to talk about why SM is so good. That said, boys, get underway.
Okay. Which
What the
Start
hell?
with a topic. So,
yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna start
You're
with
gonna start with Mons. Or you're gonna start with like the narrative. Like, what are you talking?
what was that? I cannot hear him.
Fixing this for sure.
Oh dang, he almost has as deep a voice as I do.
Yeah. So like,
Anybody here?
Do you guys want me to pick a
What the
topic,
hell?
or are you guys gonna pick yourselves?
Sure, pick a topic.
Okay. Well.
Oh,
what-
come on, man.
Okay. Well, how about?
No
okay,
way.
I guess why don't you guys talk about teams first then? I guess. Why not?
Teams?
I mean, I
Like
thought
Sun
you
and
guys,
Moon.
I thought that was part of the thing you guys were gonna debate about. Okay. Instead of that, then why don't you
Dude,
guys talk about?
no, shut the fuck up, dude. You have no idea what the fuck debate is that, you stupid bitch.
Hey guys, just continue what you were talking about in
I'm the
Twitter.
moderator here.
Yeah, but you're doing a horrible fucking job. You don't know what the debate is about, dumbass.
Alright.
Fuck.
Yeah, I will, bitch. Sit the fuck down.
Oh, okay.
Where the fuck did Rossen go? Is he retarded?
Oh my
Professor,
god.
this is not your stage.
Bro, no, it's his stage now, bro. Where did he go?
Oh, God.
He said something about fixing something. Maybe his mic is fucked.
Oh my god, bro.
Anyway,
I didn't instigate this shit for like
I
a
didn't
good
even realize
30
it was-
minutes just for not this shit not to happen, bro.
sitting here
Yeah, bro's just
I've been
like
live for 10
he's
minutes.
dipping, he's dipping, he's dipping.
He's actually flaking. I don't know, dude. This is not a good look for the critical hit channel.
No.
He
He's trembling,
was
bro.
how
Real.
much deeper my voice is
That's why
compared
you need to stop
compared to
using
what
your
he
phone,
expected.
bro. Get a PC for fuck's sake.
He had to leave the pick up the topic, bro. He didn't even know.
He has an old laptop.
Yeah,
Didn't
that's
you
Use
write
that.
down what the topic was? It was like Greninja versus Incineroar, how strong
Yeah.
It was
they are.
it was Greninja versus Incineroar,
that's
and the
what
idea of like
seems. I
if
thought you guys-
Kukui is like relative to that type of level.
Yo,
Yeah.
Razen, can you hear us or not? Hello.
He's muted.
He's
Wait.
dead.
God.
He has a perma green circle on my screen, but
He doesn't show up on mine.
Because he's muted.
You kept rushing
Yeah,
me to
yo,
get
yo,
here, man.
your shit is just fucked
Okay,
up.
wait.
Is it? Whatever.
It could have been
He went
doing,
away.
Could have been doing the thing I needed to do earlier, and then kind of have come back for the discussion later.
I mean,
Okay, let me narrate Rosin. Let me narrate Rosin's message.
For next, like, I don't know, 4 hours.
I can be available. It's just I like have a thing I need to do that'll take like an hour-ish, and then I need to. It's some family stuff. Gotta help people move around some things.
True.
You could always
My
call
brother
recess.
is visiting from another country,
Okay.
and we're trying to like help him get settled in a different part of this country.
Yeah, no, I've done that before.
Safe. I don't know. Does that count as important?
From like Kenya, and we helped them like move into their place in DC.
Did you tweet the thing about the discussion already?
Did I?
Dang.
I think so.
Yeah, you did. Yep,
You
there it
did.
is.
Yeah, bro, this ass,
Yeah.
bro. When the fuck is this guy? I can never tell with Swati whether he actually like likes being president.
Yo.
Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Y'all can hear me?
No time, bro.
What's going on right now? It's gonna be happening.
Your mic is ass.
No, it's not his.
Yeah,
mic,
Here's an
it's
ultra
his
wormhole.
connection, It's his bit rate. That's like that. I can hear like what it is. Your
Bro's in
Wi-Fi
a
is
parking
hitting
lot.
itself, Razen. That's what's happening.
He's in a fucking parking lot or some shit. I don't know.
No, he's in an ultra wormhole.
Your connection is shitting
Stable.
itself.
Great debate, guys. Great work.
There's no way this. I was literally fucking talking. I should never left. I should have waited for that motherfucker to pull up. Oh my goodness.
I cannot hear what you're saying. I'm so sorry. Like,
Oh hell nah.
I can hear you now.
You guys hear
Hello?
me?
Can you hear me?
Fuck, hey, oh no, this is terrible.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
fuck.
shitting out.
I
Hold
can
on, let
hear
me
like not
see.
only is his connection poor.
Let me reset.
Oh, there we go. Like every so often, his mic like clears up and I can hear him. But like,
Maybe
Maybe stop
it might
eating
be the size of
Cheetos.
the podcast that's fucking him up.
Hmm.
oh dang.
It might be all the.
Let's
It
see.
might actually be that. Hold on. Okay.
Discord can
Yeah.
handle
If
8
this guy
people.
can, if this guy can listen, join the regular VC. None of you guys join it. All of you guys stay here, okay? Hold on.
Okay.
Yo, Azaltia, go back to the other thing. Yeah. Anyway, guys. Yeah, this is kind of a shit show, but we'll get it figured out eventually. Hello, can you hear me?
Yo,
Can you hear me?
can't hear you, Moot.
You
What
can't
the
hear me?
fuck? Hold on. Let me see. Why can't I hear you?
Hey, can you hear me?
He can't hear. He can't hear.
Oh my god.
Let me see the voice settings.
Okay, I'm switching.
Yes. So stay over there.
Everything is working. So what the fuck? Hold on. Let me put on my headphones.
You weren't using your headphones?
My headphones are gonna sound like absolute ass.
It doesn't matter.
Oh man,
No.
this is a fucking.
You can use your regular mic.
Yo.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Hello?
Hold on. Yo,
Hello, I can hear you.
you can hear me. I can hear you. Okay, so I had to.
Okay, listen to me. Tell me what
What?
your setup is right now.
I'm on my phone.
You're on your phone. Okay. I think the problem is that the number of people in the voice chat is making your phone lag out. Like your connection, like are you on Wi-Fi or are you on data?
Nah, I'm on data, bro.
Okay, so your connection, your bitrate is not high enough. Like you can't be in a voice call with like 15 people.
Oh fuck.
Like,
Well, that's.
won't work. Like, okay, so basically,
Okay, well, how do I sound right now?
you sound fine. Your voice is fine. It's just that your connection is literally just not enough to handle that many fucking people. Okay. So
Okay, so fuck it. Let's try with my headphones.
I'm already streaming the thing. So you two just come into this. We'll go into the podcast chat and we'll tell everyone. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna tell everyone else to fuck off. And then you two and me will be in there, and we'll just do it ourselves. And then
No, bro. Let me test to see if the audio. Let me test to see if it's working with my headphones, because I put my headphones on. Let me see if it's working.
Are your headphones on right now?
Yeah, that's how I'm talking to you.
Okay, then you're fine as it is. You don't need to change anything.
Okay, so let me test to see if it.
Oh god, we're
Oh god,
gonna.
Squeaky's here too.
Squeaky's here.
Okay. Alright.
Say it. Say it.
Guys, shut up.
What?
Say it.
Say what? Wait. Put me on the spot. Oh, shit.
Squeaky, say it.
Squeaky, say it.
Fine. Ninja is the best Pokemon of all.
Guys.
No debate.
For a second, listen. Can you hear Rasenburst? Rasenburst, talk.
Yeah, they can fucking hear me. What's happening? What's happening?
Alright, we can hear you.
We can hear you. Like,
Sounds muffled,
no,
but I can-
obviously.
Okay, cool.
At
Then
least his mic is shit, but you know.
The problem was that his connection got fucked up because all the people in the call. But he fixed it by using his headphones and shit. So he's gonna sound a little muffled.
Damn.
So you guys need to,
yeah.
I can deal with that.
Okay, everybody, let's shut up.
You guys might ask him to repeat something if I didn't hear it.
remove a bunch of people from speaker, okay?
Yeah, no, it's just me and Kaito. No help. Nobody else can talk. We're gonna have a discussion after the debate is over. But for now, it's just me and this motherfucker. What's up, Kaito? How you doing, man? Welcome to the Brave
Hello.
Asagi debate corner. What the fuck is going on? How you feeling?
I'm doing pretty good. A little drained. I just got done with like a bunch of assignments all at once.
Beautiful. We promote education here at the Brave Asagi. Do your best. I wish you well. Whatever you're studying in, I hope you excel at it.
Uh-huh.
Well, we're not here to talk about that shit, you know? We're here to talk about three different things. We're going to talk about X, Y, and Sun and Moon. We're going to talk about the main topic, Greninja and Incineroar. And we're also going to lean into some other stuff, if you would like. But for now, let's focus on the main two topics. Let's focus on the stuff that we were talking about on Twitter. You good with that? All right, let's do it. Let's do it. You guys ready? Moo, are you good?
I'm good.
All right.
Just talk your shit, okay? I'm good. Everything's
Okay, all right.
everything on my end.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, cool. So what was the
Talking about
talking point?
I believe the bigger one was like, is Greninja stronger or is Incineroar stronger?
Okay, and
Made a power scaling discussion. I absolutely love those. I don't like not care about power scaling at all. I say Incineroar is stronger, at least like provably
Wow.
so.
Why though?
Yeah.
Well, what is there to like what evidence is there to say that Greninja gets bodied by Incineroar?
Greninja. Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration. Greninja wouldn't get bodied by Incineroar. I think if they were to battle, it would be a really close one. It's just that like Incineroar has stronger proven feats than Greninja on the whole.
And why? And can you name those feats? Like, what's the biggest feat that Incineroar has?
Incineroar has defeated Kukui's Incineroar, as well as another one as one of his Pokemon. Kukui being through. Well, we can we'll get into the nitty gritty of that in a second, but Kukui being on par with, or at least vaguely comparable to, Alon in strength. Right?
Oh Jesus!
And Greninja did not defeat Alon's Charizard at all, despite having a layup from Pikachu. That's like the top to bottom of like the gist of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I criticized. I actually just criticized that whole thing yesterday, and I have a video on it. If you guys want to check out my YouTube channel, discussing the whole thing.
You exist to plug things.
Yeah, of course. If you got something to plug, shout it out, bro.
My lemonade stand on the back of Elm Street, 1514. Go there, spend money on lemonade. Having a what, sorry?
You have any art or like a place that you post work that you want people to check out?
Not at the moment. I will in I want to say a month or two, but not at the moment, no.
That's amazing. But where can people find you?
The Twitter handle of the @Kizity Kaito, I guess.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, yeah, this is the Bravest Doggy. We love promoting other people's work.
Check the stream description, guys. Yeah, it's all there.
Yeah,
I've never been on a stream before. This is an interesting experience.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm glad to be the first one to, introduce you to the format.
Okay.
So, Moot is the one that's getting this thing going. So, let's start it off. So, you claim that Incineroar is stronger, is winning the fight against Greninja. First off, let's get the elephant out of the room. There's a major type advantage between the two.
I would first like to clarify. I didn't say that Incineroar would win a battle necessarily. I said that Incineroar had provably stronger feats. In a battle, I would argue that it could probably go either way, but it would lean more on Greninja because, as you were about to get into, the type advantage. Like, it's not necessarily how that matchup would go. It's kind of comparing feats is what we were arguing about earlier.
So you don't actually think that Incineroar stands up to Greninja?
Oh, I think Incineroar stands up to Greninja. It's just that, it's a different matter between, a one-on-one fight versus, who is provably stronger, who has, done more impressive things.
But in the original tweet that that caused this whole discussion, the person asked at Alone Soul, they asked, "Who's winning?" My money's on Incineroar. It was between Incineroar and Greninja, and somebody named Gemstone said Ash's Incineroar defeated champion level Ace as a Torracat. Greninja still hasn't done that yet. That's what at Gemstone said, and you corroborated that take. So I don't understand why you're now saying that Incineroar wouldn't win in a fight between the two. If Incineroar is stronger, then it would make sense for him to win the fight, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would make sense. My point is that, like, Incineroar and Greninja would probably draw in one-on-one fight thanks to the type advantage. But if you say, like, took out the type advantage altogether, yes, Incineroar would win that fight.
And why do you think that?
Because Incineroar has provably beaten stronger opponents than Greninja has provably beaten.
And the stronger opponent is Kukui's Incineroar?
Yeah, let's clarify a thing here. Like, the toughest opponent, because there's a thing here with, like, the toughest opponent that they faced. The toughest opponent that Greninja has beaten, like, that Greninja won the fight against it, was, like, Sawyer's Sceptile. That is the biggest W that Greninja has in terms of, like, a record of him winning. There are a bunch of, like, other niggling things because of the whole other things, but, like, at a base level, Greninja's highest achievement was beating Sawyer's Sceptile. Meanwhile, Incineroar's highest achievement is beating Kukui's Incineroar.
Okay. Beating Shoto's Sceptile, that's a pretty big feat, no? I mean, it's overcoming the type advantage. It's overcoming the fact that, he got bodied by Sceptile in the previous battle. So I would think that, they were somewhat of equals.
It's a feat. It's a decent feat, but it's not really comparable to Ash's Incineroar overcoming Kukui's Incineroar, which is like many steps above Sawyer. Like, I don't think it's really a comparison to make.
Okay, so let's take out Shota for a second, and let's look at the battle that happened just a couple episodes before that, where Ash and Greninja fought Diantha and Mega Gardevoir. So they were putting in, like, a lot of work on Diantha's Mega Gardevoir. And Diantha,
that even makes narrative sense, but yeah, continue.
I mean, but at the end of the day, that's what happened. I mean, if you want to argue narrative, and like what doesn't make narrative sense, we're gonna have to go right back to the Kukui fight because Ash's Torracat pulled out. Did it though? What about it was narratively made sense?
The whole point is narrative. We're talking about this specific matchup. Do you want us to get sidetracked into a different thing?
No, we're talking about the whole. We're trying to power scale. That's what we're doing right now. That's what the debate, comes down to.
You were getting into what made more narrative sense. All right, but let's get back onto the thing here. So you're saying
yes,
that because Greninja, went toe-to-toe with Diantha's Mega Gardevoir, and also on top of that, Diantha straight up said that she was going all out in order to keep up with Greninja and all that stuff. Your claim is essentially that makes Greninja stronger than Incineroar. There's a few problems with that.
Okay, well, let's hold on, because let me just add into this. Diantha is the Kalos champion. Mega Gardevoir is her ace.
Her ace, yep.
And Diantha, earlier in the series, in her debut episode, was introduced as this incredibly strong trainer that has won multiple competitions annually with Mega Gardevoir. Their battling is so so good to a T that Diantha doesn't even have to say the command for Mega Gardevoir to do its attacks. That's how that's how good of a trainer these guys are. So when you say that Kukui and Incineroar, Kukui is not a champion. Kukui is the strongest trainer in Alola before Ash came in. He was the strongest trainer in Alola. Kukui has regularly beaten multiple trainers at a time, although the scale of these trainers is a different question. But he has beaten multiple trainers at a time. So he has the feats to prove that he is a strong trainer. But where are the feats to prove that he is on the level of Diantha, the champion?
Okay, well, there's a few issues already. Firstly, we're trying to prove that Kukui is as strong as Alon, but we'll get back to that in a second. Basically, my main point is that there's all of this hubbub about Greninja going toe-to-toe with Diantha.
Toe-to-toe. He almost did it.
But did Greninja actually beat Gardevoir?
That's not a good argument.
Did Greninja actually beat Gardevoir? No, did Greninja actually beat Gardevoir? Answer the question.
Why didn't it? Add the context. Are you going to add the context? It did not beat Gardevoir.
Did Greninja actually beat Gardevoir? Tell me.
I just said it did not beat Gardevoir.
Okay.
But why didn't it beat Gardevoir? You're forgetting the context.
Way through the battle.
Exactly. So if Ash did not, he would have won.
The issue
is
you can't prove that it would have won. There's no
evidence. There is. Diantha literally, well, there's two pieces of evidence, because Diantha clarifies that if one of the attacks that Greninja landed, that Gardevoir was able to deflect, if that attack had struck Gardevoir, it would have been
if
shot.
Gardevoir didn't deflect an attack, it would have knocked it out. Wow, okay. If Gardevoir didn't have its defenses...
Okay, but listen, you're not listening.
If I don't defend a punch, it's going to knock me out. Yeah, okay, that's a great argument.
But why would she say that if not to know how strong Ash Greninja actually is? What's the point of saying, oh, I would have lost if I would have got hit by... Tobias said the same thing about Gibble. That's why we put Gibble on such a high pedestal. If Gibble's Draco Meteor, he said it loud and clear, if Gibble's Draco Meteor would have hit any other Pokemon, it would have taken out Gibble. I mean, it would have taken out that Pokemon. But Tobias's Darkrai was able to dodge it. If Gardevoir did not dodge it, it would have been done. Diantha flat out
dodged it. Gardevoir avoided the attack because it was more skilled.
Okay, and then listen. The second one,
if I let myself get hit by a punch, does that make the other opponent stronger than me?
Why would Diantha say... Answer this question. Why would Diantha say this if not to know how strong Ash Greninja really is? Because
she was knowing how strong Ash Greninja was. I'm just saying it's no proof to say that she would have lost if the battle had gone further.
But that's what she's saying, though.
She's not. She said if she didn't avoid the attack, the battle would Gardevoir would have been defeated. But she was skilled enough to avoid the attack.
And during that whole conflict, did Mega Gardevoir land a single attack on Ash Greninja?
Not to my recollection, but there's no proof that Ash Greninja could defeat Mega Gardevoir. There's no proof of that.
Tyler, you're being very obtuse. Let's go to the second point.
You still haven't proven the first point. You still haven't proven the first point at all.
You're being obtuse, so there's no more that you can go into. Second point is that after Ash collapsed, Team Rocket came and tried to do their own little scheme. And Gardevoir used one last attack to take Team Rocket out of it. And when it used that attack, it fainted. Diantha said that was the last energy that Mega Gardevoir had. That last attack was it. That's all.
That's not proof. That's not enough proof that Greninja would have won. That's not enough proof.
Well, how is that not proof? How?
Like, for all you know, that last attack would have one-shot Greninja. Like, the issue is that the battle is inconclusive, so you can't say anything direct about it.
So if Diantha is saying that one more attack from Ash Greninja would have been kaput for Mega Gardevoir, and Mega Gardevoir wasn't able to land a single hit on Ash Greninja during their exchange, you're saying that is not proof enough that Ash Greninja was going to defeat Mega Gardevoir if the battle had kept going. That's ridiculous.
I am absolutely saying that. No, it's not ridiculous, because it's not.
What's the point of contention for that? What's the point of contention?
Is that it's not like definitive enough proof. You're saying a lot of theories, you're saying a lot of potentials here, and basing it on things that are said but never shown. There is no direct, actual evidence that Greninja would have won that battle. There is no evidence of that.
So Greninja knocking Gardevoir down to its very last bit of strength. Greninja avoiding every single one of Mega Gardevoir's attacks the whole bout. As soon as when it was regular Greninja, it took hits. But when it turned into Ash Greninja, and let's point out again, this is an incomplete Ash Greninja, it dodged every single one of Mega Gardevoir's attacks. It equalized all of Mega Gardevoir's attacks. It didn't get touched at all. And then finally,
Equalized is a very generous term.
How is that not?
There's also a point to be made here that Diantha was tackling Ash as like a challenger. There's no evidence to say that she was even taking Ash seriously up until the transformation happened.
No, that's not an argument. Unless you can provide proof of that, that's not an argument. That's not an argument at all. You have to provide proof of her not taking Ash seriously. Because she was sweating, which means she was invested in the battle.
She was not sweating until a certain point into the battle is the thing.
Yes, when Greninja transformed into
that don't go all out in their battles.
So what does Diantha have to be concerned about if there's not a possibility of her losing?
I'm saying that, like, in the early stages of the battle, she might have let Gardevoir actually take
that was before Greninja transformed. Gardevoir didn't take any hits until Greninja transformed. And likewise, Greninja didn't take any hits after it transformed. So, how is it that Greninja would not have defeated Mega Gardevoir, if the battle did not continue to go on? It's finalized.
Actually, hold on. I never said. It's the thing here. I never said that Greninja would have lost necessarily. I'm just saying you can't prove it would have won.
No, I
just on you.
I just laid out the burden of evidence.
No, that's not enough evidence because there's not enough evidence because they didn't actually win.
That's ridiculous. You're just being obtuse at this point. Because
another issue with this is that this scene is already like suspect in terms of how it's written in terms of power scaling. So how do you know like what would have happened would have made logical sense?
How though? Explain.
Like, there's no proof that they would have won. Prove that there's no proof.
You just said there's some writing problems going on. Explain them. What's the writing problem?
The writing problem is that it doesn't make any sense for Ash's incomplete Ash Greninja form to do so well against Diantha's Gardevoir, only to regularly lose when it's in a mastered form.
It lost once when it was in master form against Mega Charizard X. The Pokemon
I
that
should
is
say,
strong.
more master form. Like after that point is my point.
Well, after that point, it lost against Shota because it couldn't use the form, and then it lost against Wolfric because Ash was tweaking out. That has nothing to do with it. The only battle that it legitimately lost after completing its form was against Mega Charizard S. That's it.
I just mean after the Diantha battle.
I mean, but what happened after the Diantha battle? There was those two battles.
It lost to Wolfric.
I just told you what happened. It lost to Shota because they couldn't get the form to activate because Ash was tweaking out, and it lost to Wolfric. Ash was tweaking out. And it was a whole story on it.
Wolfric.
Yes, it was. What are you talking about?
The form occurred.
But he wasn't battling correctly because he was. Did you watch the battle?
He was emotionally out of it, but he wasn't like tweaking out, like passing out or anything.
He was tweaking out the whole fight after Greninja transformed.
You mean like he was emotionally not in his right head of mind? Yes, but like when you say tweaking out, I think that you mean that like he's passed out or something.
No. When I say tweaking out, I mean that he's not there. And that was the whole point of the character arc. That was the whole point of the whole Snowbird.
In that case, that makes more sense. I have issues with that character, but that makes more sense if you say that by tweaking out, you mean that like he's just not in his right headspace. But there's another issue with this.
For the full potential.
Greninja in its mastered form proceeds to lose to Alon's Charizard, which, another thing here, we can't prove that Charizard is stronger than Diantha's Gardevoir. Can't prove
Why can't you? It just showed it by beating Greninja.
No, that doesn't. You can't. It doesn't make sense.
How does it not make sense? Greninja almost beat the Gardevoir, and Charizard actually beat the Greninja. It's very cut and dry, very simple.
No.
It makes them stronger.
No, that just.
And that was. How is that? No, explain it. Like, explain your reasoning.
Because Alon is a weaker trainer than Diantha.
How? How?
In Journeys, Diantha is ranked higher than Alon.
That's Journeys. That's 2 series later. What the hell? She could have gotten waste. She's still the champion. He won the league, so that means he didn't beat her.
Alon said he was going to get stronger later, and yet he's still ranked below Diantha at that point.
Yeah, Diane, are you saying that that trainers are like the champions just aren't doing anything while like the other characters are like getting stronger?
No, I'm saying like it doesn't make sense for only Diantha to have gotten stronger from that point when Alon said he also getting stronger.
But Alon also
everyone got stronger.
Yeah,
why do you think that Diantha somehow got like 4 or 5 times as strong?
Because she's the champion, and she battled. We literally see her battling the Elite Four just for the fuck of it. She does annual battles again in these competitions just for the fuck of it. She got stronger over the course. She was ranked lower than Lance, and she beat Lance. Clearly, she's stronger than how she was in XY. Just because Alan was stronger than her in this period doesn't mean he's stronger than her
still
in another.
Still no proof that Alon was stronger than her in this period.
How? He beat Greninja. There's that's it right there.
Why is Alon not the champion?
Well, there's a lot of reason why he's not the champion. First off, there's a whole other separate arc that happens after the league where. And because of that, Alan loses his Mega Ring and has to go search for a new one, which was one of the points of his strength in general, the Mega Evolution. So now that he has that, he's already nerfed. But again, we're talking about
your logic. Alon should have already been the champion at this point if he's that much stronger than Diantha.
Why? He wasn't interested in the league, so why would he be champion?
He was interested in the league before then.
Yeah, but he wanted to be
more members before he even met Ash.
Because he wanted to have the strongest Mega Evolution. Did you forget that part?
He wanted to battle the strongest Mega Evolutions. Who has the strongest Mega Evolution in the Kalos region? Diantha.
But so then that's why he's in the league. What the fuck? The real reason.
Why did he lose to Cybold? Why did he like?
What? That was way. You're saying nonsense right now, bro. Like honestly, like genuinely.
Here's another thing. Another reason why Kukui and Alon are on the same level, like bringing down Leaf away from this, right?
Yeah.
Kukui's Incineroar is implied to be around the same. I had this discussion with I don't know what his name here is, but Anipo Scaling Professor, whatever his name was there here, where essentially Kukui's Incineroar is comparable in strength to Tapu Koko, a legendary.
Where the hell is that coming from?
Okay.
You wanna back that up real quick? Like you wanna say why you think that way?
This is pointless. Basically, I'm trying to remember that.
Yeah, let's roll back a little bit on that point. Because I love the Anipo Scaling Professor. He's awesome. He's always ready, to back up what the fuck he's saying. So if you had this discussion with him, then I'm all ears. I just want to know the logic behind that.
I'm just like he pointed it out to me, and it made sense.
Did it make sense just like Incineroar, or did it make sense in general?
Hold on a second. I need to my parents are getting another thing. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, no worries. How's everybody feeling? Is everybody enjoying the debate? I haven't read any comments. My phone is inside my pocket, but I hope you guys are enjoying it. 339 messages. You guys are absolutely awesome. I'm glad you're locked in just as much as we are.
All right. Okay, so I'm not going to rely on someone else's point. I'm going to bring a different point of my own instead. Essentially, another thing that Kukui's Incineroar has done that very few other Pokemon are capable of doing is it defeated a Mega Pokemon without having a Mega form itself.
Oh, Incineroar, yeah, it beat the Mega Aggron. But okay.
Mega Aggron. There's also other facets of this too, where there's also Ilima. Ilima, we beat her in the Kalos League at some point, and from the way he presents from the way he's presented, it's implied that he did at least somewhat well in the Kalos League.
Wait, hold on. No, it isn't. He just said that he competed. He didn't say anything worse.
He said they competed, and he's super popular, and everyone's talking up his strength. Why would they be talking up his strength if he didn't do well in that league? Why would they mention that as a feat?
They mentioned he was because he's a star student of the Pokemon school. That was the whole thing about his introduction. He's super popular because...
Why would they even bring up him during the league if he didn't do somewhat well in that league?
Because he's a trainer. It's a direct reference to one of his lines in the actual games where he says he goes to Kalos after the whole thing is over in order to train. So, it's correct.
Did he enter the league?
Yeah, no, it didn't say he entered the league. It just said he went to Kalos.
It just said he went to Kalos. The anime added the fact that he entered the league.
Right. But what is, okay? What? I'm not seeing your vision right here. A lot of people entered the league. Trevor entered the league. Trevor.
Yeah. Trevor. That's the thing. People no one is Trevor hasn't been mentioned since then, but people don't usually bring up the fact that they entered leagues in the past, right? Ash doesn't commonly bring that up, which is funny. But my point is, with Ilima, they brought it up. They brought up that as a thing that makes him a strong trainer, right? Which implies
one of the many things that he's accomplished because he's a star student.
It's one of the many things he's accomplished.
Yes,
that he did well.
They never say that though. neither him or
Why would they bring it up if he didn't do well? Why would they bring it up?
Because he competed. There's plenty of people that have been said to be in the league that
No,
they didn't
not.
Yes, they have. And from just off the top of my head, what's it called? Ethan or Gold, whatever his fucking dub name is. From the Legend
Chronicles?
Yeah. Him and
the adjacent series that never gets mentioned in the main series beyond cameos.
So him and what are you talking about? A whole character from the show appeared, and they were even mentioned.
Cameos.
But they were mentioned in the show. Like that's what you're not understanding. Whatever his dub name is and Chris, they were both mentioned in the show to have competed in the league a year before Ash.
Is still a cameo.
Regardless, like, what are you trying to argue? They were still mentioned to compete
My
in the
point
league.
is that, like, still a rarity for a character's entrance to a league to be brought up, especially as a compliment to their strength.
Okay. So,
I feel like there were a ton of examples. What's another example?
I named the first two just off of that. Another example. Let me think. Who else? Paul? That's another guy that got that semi-relevant. He competed in all leagues that Ash did. Yeah.
Did? Was that stated?
Yes. What?
Hold on, I'm looking that up.
You're looking up if Paul was mentioned to have competed in the leagues that Ash did? You? Okay. Oh, hey, what's on? Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
So Paul through Hoenn and Johto and Kanto participating in the respective league conferences, but failing to win any of them before returning to Sinnoh. Alright, there you go. So that was mentioned. I remember that, that's fine. So Paul, a trainer whose strength is like constantly hyped up as like so there's like Paul, a trainer whose strength is like hyped up a lot, and Ilima, a trainer whose strength as a trainer is also hyped up a lot.
When? When is it? When? Besides that,
Ilum is constantly hyped up as a great student and a powerful trainer. He has a Mega Evolution and a Z move.
Because he went to Cal. What the hell does that mean?
It requires a lot of training.
What? Mega Evolution requires a lot of training? Are you saying
that? The stones.
That's not training.
Theoretically, it does.
No,
Trevor getting it off screen is kind of dumb, but yeah.
What about Nurse Joy? What about Nurse Joy?
That's an example of like it's just not like.
Exactly. So
mastering Mega Evolution itself doesn't technically require training, but getting a Z move requires training.
What training? What? You do it yourself.
Literally every character, we've seen had a period of training in order to master a Z move.
Mallow?
Yes. Yes.
Mallow?
She had a period of training before mastering it. There was a whole character arc for her mastering the Z move.
To master her Z move. Okay, alright. So, but
Character arc for her like that.
Okay, are we comparing are we just comparing that to like having some being in like a hierarchy to strong trainers? Because none of those people are strong trainers.
I'm just saying that it proves that Ilima is a strong trainer to some extent that's prepared. All of these are different points leading to the same conclusion.
It's proven that but it's not proven that he's like this strong dude that you're making him out. It's not at all. The best example of Ilima's strength is when Eevee one-shotted the fucking Team Skull Grunts, but like everybody does that. So like that's not really a point of strength.
Point of strength is that Ilima entered the Kalos League, which at the very least requires him to acquire 8 gym badges.
Yeah. There's
something else here that about like them mentioning Ilima entering the league. When Paul entered the league in that was mentioned, it was also added that he didn't win the league to de-emphasize his entering of those leagues. With Illima, that's never mentioned.
So you're saying that Illima won the league? Are you?
No, I'm just saying that they didn't. You're talking all about like what them mentioning things means. I'm saying that them not mentioning the fact that he lost emphasizes the fact that he still probably did really well.
No, it doesn't. That's headcanon. It doesn't imply that at all.
90% of this is headcanon, my guy. You saying the Greninja could beat Dianthus Gardevoir is headcanon.
That's using that. Okay, then yeah, that's headcanon. Using the facts that we have, the logic that we have together. But like, Illima,
logic based on what characters say, right? The logic based on what characters say.
And what happened on screen. Or said to be
half of the stuff you said about Diantha was based on her words.
Right. Wait, hold on. We're getting sidetracked. Because I'm missing the point.
Illima entered the Kalos League and makes him at least a level of a Kalos League participant. Very little.
And what is that? Like, what does that mean? That's not really.
And can you shut up and let me finish?
Okay.
Illima also battled a certain trainer named Guzma.
Yeah.
Who defeated him also while Illima was using a Mega Evolution and Guzma was not using a Mega Evolution. Not even using his Ace.
Okay.
And defeated him very handily. Something else we know about Guzma? He was Kukui's rival, but has never beaten him a single time.
Yes.
To the point where Guzma...
That means Guzma's like... And since Guzma couldn't beat Kukui, that means Kukui is like up there because of that. Is that what you're saying?
That is essentially what I'm saying. Where Kukui is in the realm of a very high-tier league contender, comparable to like a Kalos League contender.
Okay. I see your vision.
On top of that, well, not on top of that, but just like an extension of that point. Like it's the idea where it's like, if Kukui had say entered the Kalos League, I don't think it's any stretch of the imagination to say that he would have either won or been like top 4 at the very least. He definitely would have won.
Kukui would have won. No, because the games, let's use the games for a second. You're not supposed to use the games in the anime, but the stuff that happens in the anime is adapted from the game. So a lot of stuff in Sun and Moon is adapted from the game. One of the things specifically is that in the game. No, not. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about with that one. I'm talking about when Kukui mentions that he competed in the Kanto Pokemon League, and he made it all the way to Lance, which means he had to have beaten the Elite Four, which means Kukui is in the games at the very least. Kukui is in the range of the Elite Four. He didn't stand a chance. He said it flat out. He didn't stand a chance against Lance, so he's not in the range of champions yet. But he's in the range of Elite Four.
It should be also added that in the games, this happened a while ago for Kukui. There could have been like an increase in strength since then. Not a dramatic one to say that he could have beaten Lance at that point, but there is like an increase.
Well, that's kind of that. We don't even know how old Lance is, so we don't know when the hell Kukui actually even competed. Because he doesn't clarify that.
Like there is a period of time. We just that is.
Yeah. No, I see the vision, bro. I got you. What I'm saying is that the whole I completely understand. If you would say Kukui is in the realm of the Elite Four based off of what he's done in the anime and based off of what is said in the games. If you would say that, I would completely agree with you because I don't think that there's any point of contention for that. What my problem is that you think that Kukui would defeat Alan. So let's go back to Alan. Let's talk about Alan for a second. Alan is what were you gonna say?
I guess it's better to let you make your point.
Okay. So Alan is. I have very mixed
I'm not correcting
feelings
his pronunciation, guys.
But let's let what they call him fucking Alon. Like, shut up. Get the fuck out of here. Anyways.
They're commenting on your pronunciation.
Yeah, whatever. Fucking dirtbags. Anyways, Alan is a very, very strong Pokemon trainer in the anime. There's not up for debate. You brought up earlier that Alan is for some reason weaker than Diantha because he lost against Siebel. I don't understand. You said that plenty of times before, and each time I give a visible face of what the fuck are you talking about? That was Alan. He lost to Siebold at the beginning of his story. He beat Malva in the middle part of his story. And then, 37 episodes later, he defeats Ash in the finals of the Kalos League. That is a very big gap, including the part that he had to have gotten 8 badges within that span of time. Because by episode, what was it? I think it was episode.
By the end of the Mega Evolution special, Alon is already proven to
have been on the scale of the Elite Four.
At least one Elite Four.
Yeah.
So it's like so getting through the judges shouldn't have been that much of a challenge for him. But
well, in any case, he still has
I'm agreeing with you on that point.
But I'm saying, in any case, he still, during that time, in that span of time, because he found out he got interested in the league around, I think, episode 16 of X, Y, and Z, because people wanted me to pronounce it that way. So, in episode 16 of X, Y, and Z, Ash and Alan had their little bout with, when they were still training the Asper Ninja, and what's his name? And Ash told Alan, basically, join the Pokemon League. So within that span of time, from episode 16 to episode, they battle in episode 36. In that span of time, Alan went around the Kalos region, got 8 badges. And when he got to the league, the very first battle he does is against Trevor. He defeats Trevor's entire team just with Charizard.
That's with Charizard, yes.
So there's definitely a giant skill gap between Alan, how Alan was by this point, and how Alan was in when he defeated Malva. There's a pretty giant skill.
Another thing you're probably implying here is that there's a big skill gap between Alon and the rest of the league contenders in the Kalos League. Is that true?
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
But that's what?
But I have some points against that. Few actually. First, I'll go with the simpler point. As I mentioned earlier, Guzma took down Ilima with very, very big ease, despite the fact that Ilima was using a Mega Evolution, which firstly implies that Guzma is like a step above, is like a huge step above most regular league contenders. And
why?
Keep in mind the only because he took down. I'm not saying Guzma. I'm not saying Guzma is on the same level as Alon. I'm saying Guzma is a step above the league contender.
If you're saying, just because he defeated Omega, that's not a good portrayal of strength, because we don't know how long Ilima has had that Mega King is going. Because the first time we ever see
know that a Mega Evolution at least is a huge power up. We know that for a fact.
And in a bubble, but there's nothing to compare Mega King has gone to. Because as we've already mentioned, as we've already gone over, a lot of people have Megas in XY and aren't that capable of trainers. Nurse Joy had a Mega in XY. And the only
but we know that Ilima is a pretty capable trainer.
Yeah, but we don't know about Mega King. Just because it's a Mega doesn't
You
mean
know that
anything.
Mega. Again, you're getting lost. You're getting lost in the weeds here. My point isn't that like Guzma is necessarily like. My point isn't that Guzma is a lawn level or anything. My point is that Guzma, by facing an opponent that has a power up of some kind, like a crazy power up, yet he doesn't have that power up, he doesn't have that advantage, yet he still dismantles Ilima very easily. Another point on top of that, after Guzma then dismantles Lana, the only person Guzma loses to in the Alola League is Ash, the winner of the Alola League, and someone who later proves to be stronger than Kukui.
Right.
So
you're
that
saying
implies that Guzma is a step above the average league contender. Not like
that's not really, because you're comparing Ilima as the gold standard of a league contender.
not the gold standard. I'm saying the average. I'm saying Ilima is the average of a league contender.
How? How? Where do you have to go on? Because that's
the league.
basic. Okay, but you don't know whether or not he lost in the first round. You don't know anything. You just know that he competed in the league. We know that he got
average league contender in terms of the Kalos League.
How?
He could be as weak. He could be as weak as Trevor, as I'm concerned. But that's still an average. That's still the average level of a league contender.
There's no average to hold it to, is what I'm saying, because it's just a league contender. There's no merit. The only thing is that you got 8 badges. You can say that Ilima is stronger than somebody with 8 badges. You can say Guzman is stronger than somebody who was able to defeat 8 gym leaders. But when you're talking about league contenders, like what the hell are we talking about? There was somebody in the Sinnoh League who had a fucking
whatever position that Trevor was in. What was he top like?
Trevor lost in the first round.
I forget what round did Trevor go down in.
The very first round, the top.
Well, like what? 64? Okay, top 64. Guzma is a significant step above top 64 league contender.
No, he's a significant step above Ilima, who has 8 gym badges. That's what you want.
Ilima having 8 gym badges would make him at the very least a top 64.
Okay, so then, but we don't know. But again, you're holding league contenders there's not. It's top 64 can be from any. You don't know if that's
so much already. Holy.
No, I'm telling you that you aren't making sense because of the fact that you are treating Ilima as the stopgap for league contenders. That makes no sense. How is Ilima the average? There's no average to think of. Anybody could have.
Why is Ilima not an average? He entered the league. He met the basic. There's a basic requirement of strength to enter the league, and that's getting all of the gym badges.
I just said that Guzman is above somebody who has defeated 8 gym leaders. That's it.
So a league contender.
There's no
someone who gets 8 gym badges is a league contender. Is qualified to be a league contender.
League contender doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. There's no strength.
It doesn't mean anything.
That just means you got 8 badges. That doesn't mean anything else. He's stronger than
Getting 8 gym badges is or do you agree that getting 8 gym badges is some showcase of a trainer's skill? Do you agree?
Of course.
So getting 8 gym badges and being a league contender showcases the same amount of skill.
No, it's just we do not know how well.
What do you mean? So getting 8 gym badges means that there's a level of strength, but being a league contender, which requires you to have 8 gym badges, doesn't give you that level of strength. You are making no sense.
No, you aren't making any sense. You're saying a league contender. There's no average for a league contender because anybody can be a fucking league contender. The only thing
like to be gym badges.
Exactly. So any fucking trainer who has 8 badges can be a league contender. But that's not their
8 gym badges. Anyone who's got 8 gym badges can be a league contender.
All that means is that Guzma is above somebody who is able to have 8 gym badges. You're saying league contender like that means something. Anybody, like I just said,
League contender is an easier way of saying someone who's collected 8 gym badges, essentially, yes.
Or no, just say somebody who has 8 gym badges, because league contender doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean somebody in the
anything. How does someone enter the Pokemon League?
Because they have 8 badges, so why don't you just say that?
It doesn't mean anything.
I said that he is somebody with 8 gym badges. He was capable of doing that. Hey, leave it at that. Don't say anything else. Just leave it at that. Kuzma is above him because he beat him.
Is above someone who collected 8 gym badges. He's a significant step above.
He's above. He's above. He's at that point.
Semantics.
That doesn't mean anything else. That doesn't mean anything else.
You just said that.
We don't know how far.
The Guzma is a significant step above someone who collected 8 gym badges.
You're not letting me say. Please listen to me. I let you speak a very long time. Now let me get my points off. Kuzma is above Ilma. That's it. That's it. Kuzma is above somebody who was able to get 8 badges. That's it. That's all he has there. Because his later opponent, Lana, has no feats to speak of. That's it. There's nothing else to say with that. So Kuzma is above somebody who is above somebody who has 8 badges. That's it. There's no more. You're comparing Kuzma. You're trying to make Kuzma seem like somebody that's like equal on the same footing as Alec. That doesn't make any sense.
I literally said multiple times I wasn't saying that. I literally said multiple times I wasn't saying that.
That's not what you said. So reiterate what you.
I said multiple times. Yes. Kuzma is not on the same level as Alon. Alon is like high in the sky, way above the average person who got 8 gym badges. If you need me to say it.
So what's the point of mentioning
Alon is high as. Uzma is a significant step above that, right? And Kukui is a significant step above Uzma.
Okay, but how does
do you agree? Do you agree that Uzma and Kukui are at least in the same ballpark of strength?
Of who? Alan?
Sorry, Guzma. Sorry, Alan and Kukui. Alon and Kukui, your pronunciation's
no,
off.
I don't.
How are they not in the same ballpark of strength? So the Kukui was elite 4 member level strength.
And Alan, time of XY, the part that we're talking about, was stronger than the champion. Of the reason. So Alan is in the champion ballpark. Kukui in elite 4. There's a gap between them. And if you want to put the gap,
minus that, like that.
That's 2 different ballparks. That's 2 different ballparks. Kukui is down here. Alan is up here. Alan is with Alan at the end of XY was stronger than Diantha. So he is in the realm of champions.
Still haven't proven that, but okay.
Kukui has no feats comparable to a champion. Not a single feat he has done is comparable to a champion, which is why he is in the Elite 4 realm. He is the strongest trainer in Alola, but Alola is a very terrible, trying to figure out, how strong the trainers are. Because most of the trainers in Alola are trash. They're newbies. They're noobs. They don't know shit about battling. And the ones that do got smoked by Kukui. So he's in this realm right here. He's in this realm right here. We call that the Elite 4, right? That means Kukui is very strong, but he's not as strong as the champions. If he fought a champion, he's not winning. And that's it.
Still haven't proven that Alon is strong as a champion, but I'll pretend I agree with that first.
I already said why. So we're going to move past that.
It doesn't count as an explanation because Alon has never actually been a champion.
You're not refuting anything. He beat the Pokemon that almost defeated the champions.
Almost. Almost.
Because
Pokemon almost did it and never actually ended up doing it.
Oh, anyways. What's it called?
To get back to my point, Kukui and Alon
is in the Elite 4. Alan is in the champions. Ash's Torracat beating Kukui's ace, the Incineroar. Regardless of the means that it did to do that, meaning that Ashes Incineroar is in the realm of the Elite Four, if not above that plane. Alan Mega Charizard X defeated Ash Greninja. Complete. Ash Greninja and Complete almost defeated the Champions Ace Mega Gardevoir, which means Alan and Mega Charizard X are in the scope of champions, which is above the Elite Four level that Kukui is in. There is no argument that you have that has explained why Kukui is comparable to champions. You haven't said anything. We've been on this call for over an hour now, and you haven't said anything.
I was never arguing that Kukui is necessarily champion level. I was arguing that Kukui is the same level as Alon.
But that's not true.
You seem to think that Alon is on champion level, and you're like blinded to anything that isn't that case. But here, let's address this way. Let's address it this way.
Okay.
So, Alon has beaten Ash's Greninja, meaning Ash's like his Charizard beat Ash's Greninja. Meaning Ash's Greninja, even at full complete, is not at that champion level that Alon was at.
Why? Prove it.
Because he didn't beat Ash. He's not at the same level that Alon was at.
Okay,
You're saying that Alon's strong. You're saying he's not as strong as.
Hold on, time out, Kaito. You keep pointing out the fact that it didn't win because Ash fainted. All right, let's throw that out there. Let's take that out of here. Then. Let's instead acknowledge the fact that Ash Greninja was beating the shit out of Mega Gardevoir, which means it was fighting on par. If not, because Mega Charizard is stronger. That's it. There's no. What else is there to say?
But the thing I just said was that Ash's Greninja is not on the same champion level as Alon's Charizard.
Kaito, you're not making sense.
Ash's Greninja isn't as strong as Alon's Charizard. Do you agree that Ash's Greninja isn't as strong as Alon's Charizard?
Yeah, because the Charizard is stronger, yes.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's literally what I'm saying. You're saying I'm wrong.
So then you're acknowledging that Charizard is stronger than Gardevoir, which is the champion.
I never said that.
So then what are you saying? Because you can't acknowledge one thing and then not
interrupting my point. This is not a discussion.
Okay, say it. My fault, my bad.
Again, I'm gonna put this in a frame because clearly we have different metrics in terms of how we prove this sort of thing. I have a very did they actually win kind of metric. Because I've seen this series, no matter what any character says or what seems to be, can you let me finish? No matter what any. Did you want to have this discussion? All right.
No, but you're going on. Just say it. You're saying like a backstory to it.
Oh my god, I've lost my train of thought. Basically, my point is that because Greninja hasn't provably beaten either Alon's Charizard or Diantha's Gardevoir, you can say that it could have won. You can say that it would have won if the battle continued. And against Diantha's Gardevoir, you can say that absolutely. You can't you can say that that's the case. But from my metric, it needs to have actually defeated it. I need to have seen the Gardevoir have been fainted and Greninja having been still up.
Okay, but are you
that? It can't count as a feat. It's just a potential at that point.
That doesn't make any sense because it was still beating the ever-living shit out of Gardevoir. Gardevoir didn't land a single hit on it, so it was fighting on par with it. You have to acknowledge that, correct?
We can say that it was fighting on par with it. You can't say that Greninja beat Gardevoir, can you? You can't say that it did.
We just said we're going to take that part out. We did say that, right? We said that we're going to.
You can't take that part out. In my opinion, you can't take that part out.
In this specific instance, we're going to take it out and we're going to acknowledge the fact that Greninja was beating the shit out of Gardevoir, regardless if it didn't win or not.
Greninja was going ham. Greninja was like going ham, despite the fact that it was incomplete. And if the battle continued, there is a argument to be made that it would have won. But we never saw that in practice. It's tell don't show don't tell. We never saw it happen.
They're fighting on par with the champion's ace, is it not? Which means it's at the same level as the food. Yes, that's exactly what happened.
It's fighting on par with the champion. I've like inflected that as a question. I didn't mean to. Like, it's fighting on par, correct? But that's not the same thing as defeating. That's not the same thing as defeating.
Okay, but that doesn't matter, because if it's fighting on par, that means they're on the same level. Does it not? What does fighting on par mean?
Fighting on par means that you're able to make someone take you seriously, essentially. That's not the same thing as beating them.
That's not... I'm sorry. That's not what it means. Just look, Google it. Google it right now and see what it means. I didn't mean to laugh. I'm sorry, Chad. That was unprofessional. On par. No, I laugh at everything. That's my personality. I didn't mean to. As good as people.
On par generally means that you are on the same level, right?
That's not what it says on Google.
I'm looking at it on Google right now.
I'm looking at Google. I'll send a screenshot. Hold on.
On par. Definition.
Yes, no.
As good equal to. As good equal to.
Yes, hold on. Show it to the chat, so the chat knows what we're fucking talking about. Show it to the chat.
Do I have to screenshot?
No, I sent it to the chat just now. As good, on par meaning as good equal to, as good as or equal to. So what you just said is wrong, and what I said was correct.
No, hold on. No. I never said. I literally just said that on par means equal to. But there's a thing within a match. You can be on par with someone. You can be on par with someone for a period of that match, but still lose the match and still be the weaker overall opponent.
But that's not what happened in this case. The very finishing attack, he sent Gardevoir on his ass and only had enough energy to use one more attack. That's canon. That's exactly what happened. So that means that Greninja brought Gardevoir all the way.
Gardevoir didn't faint as a result of Greninja's actions. Greninja did not defeat Gardevoir.
Oh, but we're okay. Like I said, we're taking that out and we're analyzing the part where Greninja was beating up Gardevoir, and then we're analyzing what happened afterwards where Gardevoir fainted after using one last attack because it only had the energy to use one last attack. That's canon. That's what happened.
That's canon. That's canon. That's perfectly fine. That's all true. That's all correct. But Greninja did not beat Gardevoir.
But why are you? But we have enough evidence to still put that it was on the same level, if not exactly equal to Gardevoir. So regardless if it didn't win, it was still equal to it.
The battle's inconclusive. You can't say that as overall. You can say you can't fight on par with it, but as in an overall full battle, you can't say that Greninja would have won that.
Why can't we? It was Gardevoir only had a shred of. That's enough evidence, Kaito. I'm sorry. That's enough evidence.
You're doing a hypothetical. It's a hypothetical.
No,
You're talking about a hypothetical.
Kaito, okay.
About a hypothetical.
Kaito, bump it. Did Gardevoir, did or did not Gardevoir faint after it used one last move? And did Diantha...
Actually, looking at the episode myself just to see...
Watch her right now. Speed blitz it. And just you can catch it for yourself and check Gardevoir's words. I mean Diantha's words, and check to see.
I remember Diantha's words. I'm talking about the fainting after the thing.
Okay, check it out. Boom, check it out. How's chat? Chat, how are you doing? How you guys feeling? You guys enjoying it? Let's see what's going on. Who's in here?
Alright, Gardevoir is now captured. It's like binded by something.
Let's just skip to the part where
Mega Strength Rope that can be hold against the power of a Mega. So Team Rocket is using something that's explicitly designed to bind Mega Pokemon right now. And explicitly saying that Gardevoir can't get out with a regular attack.
Yeah, because they're not enough energy. Keep watching.
No, it's not because it doesn't have enough energy, it's because they're using a strengthened rope specific to it.
Come on, you're bullshitting, bro.
I'm literally watching the episode right now. I can hold it and going against the power of a Mixer.
Team Rocket
Any old attack, you know. James is saying you can't cut it with any old attack. That phrasing means that it could be like any attack with any.
No, it doesn't.
In any sense. What do you mean? What does it?
That's what Team Rocket target. Always.
Use your full power.
Thank you so much.
Between you being muffled and the episode that like with the audio, I can barely hear you on all this.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Gardevoir breaks out of the rope.
He said James's words is law. That's why we love the professor, bro. That's why we love the professor.
Gardevoir isn't fainted. Gardevoir didn't faint.
You watching?
I'm watching it. Gardevoir didn't faint. It went down, but it's just tired.
Did it fall out of its mega form?
It didn't have the swirly eyes.
Did Diantha not say that that's the last of its energy? Use the last of its energy?
She just said it was too much for you. Oh, let's see if she added more to that.
No, you're playing with me, guys. So you're playing with me. Oh, jeez.
She never says that she's out of energy.
Send me the link to the episode. I'll watch it, and I'll ignore the subs. I'll just like watch the actual and listen to the actual Japanese and see the content.
Go for it, bro.
I don't know how to send you because this site's kind of weird, so I don't know if I can send you this link.
Just link it to me. Just link the website.
Episode 25. I don't know. Here, let me hold on. In the plaza? Okay. In the plaza?
Yeah.
There we go.
Come on, Judge. Check this out.
Yeah, I'm the judge. Here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But like in terms of visual, Gardevoir does not like. Evolution Pokemon just by its pure strength, and then did an attack, and then after Team Rocket went down.
Judge out. Of course, that's not what we're saying.
That's not exactly what Rosin is saying.
Yeah, we're talking about the Team Rocket part. Skip to the Team Rocket part.
Yeah.
Alright, just
そんじょそこらの攻撃じゃ切れないんだな。
みんな、サトシ君お願い。はい。私のサーナイトを甘く見ないで。サーナイト、フルパワーよ。何ですと。すごい。シャドーボール。今日はこの辺で勘弁してやるわ。いやいや待って。サーナイト。さすがに無理しすぎたわね。戻って。
Fine. It seemed pretty fine before Team Rocket did what it was doing. Which was more accurate if it was a subtitles I heard. Yeah. Actually, this is just a theory, this is not proven, but I like the idea that, like, it literally used up all its Mega Evolution strength, so that the Mega Evolution bind didn't have any Mega Evolution energy to bind anymore. Oh, that's a cool.
so are you saying that? Okay.
That's what you're saying, but we're talking about this point in time specifically. Yeah. Yeah, it's inconclusive.
So what do you think would happen if the fight kept going? I'm saying if that didn't happen.
If Greninja didn't pass it. Yeah, but like... You can't say that with certainty. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. It's controlled. Yeah. Yeah. And landing a shadow ball, don't forget that. You can't, I guess the... Yeah, I guess the takeaway here is, I'm sorry. You can't say for certain. Yeah, no. The point here is overall that, like, at this point in time, you can't definitively say that Greninja was stronger or strong enough to take down Diantha's Gardevoir. There's a chance that it could have been, but you can't conclusively say. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying that, like, there's no... Sorry, I tend to talk a little... That's a fair assessment. I like that. The point is about more this specific battle. Yeah. So. Oh dear. That's fine. I mean, like, you were explaining a thing we needed to hear. Right, so basically, this kind of changes Rasen's argument because his whole thing was that, like, Greninja was clearly going to win this battle if it didn't pass out, implying that it was stronger than Gardevoir. Yeah. Which was a thing because Rasen had made the point that, like, Diantha said that Gardevoir was was completely tired and was implying that was entirely because of the battle with Greninja, when in reality from what you're telling us, it was most likely because of the binding that it broke out of. Which points against the idea that, yeah. I mean, you're better than the two of us.
What the fuck is going on?
That's fine. Just the design itself. I'm neutral on Incineroar's design. You can take it or leave it. What's Rasen been doing? I might need to do some of that stuff later. Yeah, I might need to, like, go and do some stuff for a little bit in, like, 10 minutes.
Oh well, I don't know. The stream didn't hear me forever, but I don't care.
Is Rasen here?
Just for the VOD, I forgot to unmute myself on the stream. I came in to discuss the I was asked to judge the contents of the Ash versus Diantha episode, and I decided that
What was that?
essentially Diantha did not Gardevoir definitely did not lose. But it's hard to tell whether Greninja got defeated by Gardevoir.
Jeez.
In addition,
What is going on with Rosin?
I don't know. I can't hear him. But
His audio's bugging out like crazy. It's annoying.
He's becoming and leaving as a speaker over and over. I can see it.
Oh gee, okay. I gotta lower his volume. What the heck?
So the I analyzed Diantha's speech in Japanese and determined that she was talking about
binding of Team Rocket.
Yeah, the binding of Gardevoir breaking the binding of Team Rocket as opposed to surviving Greninja's win.
Oh damn it. Got cut off entirely.
Rasenburst has killed his audio yet again. I don't know. This guy needs to you need to buy a PC,
Yeah.
bro.
Yes.
You
Alright.
really he records his. I'm pretty sure he records his YouTube videos on iPhone as well, on his phone.
That is insane.
Yeah, he uses voice memos.
That is actually insane. Alright, he seems to be cutting in and out. Is he here?
Yeah, he went back, and I can't hear him though. Bro.
He's still having that bugginess. What's going on?
You gotta turn off your data and reconnect to it. Swipe down on your phone. There's next to your Wi-Fi button, there's a network data button. You hit that, turn it off and on, then plug in your earbuds or whatever you're using. And it should work.
I really hate to cut this off, but it seems like he's still gonna be dealing with that. So, and I need to go in a few minutes. I'll be back, but I do need to go in a few minutes.
We can do some entertainment.
Can you do entertainment for an hour and a half?
I'm gonna maybe. I mean, I can.
Good. I guess before I go for the time being, I'll just clarify where we're at. Right. So, as of right now, the argument is that Ash's Greninja is stronger than Kukui's Incineroar, and Rosin's core overall point defending this is because of the Diantha battle. And he's saying that because he said earlier, I'm not sure if he'll change his stance now. He said that earlier because Greninja was clearly, quote unquote, clearly on the same level and about to defeat Diantha's Gardevoir, and was clearly on par with it because it was tired after battling it. That means it's stronger than Ash's Incineroar when it defeated Kukui. Now, from what we just heard from your good translation work, I mean, I don't know if this is good, but it's better than what we could do. From your translation work and from from that translation work and from actually looking at the scenes of the episode itself, we learned two things. We learned a couple things. One, Team Rocket binded Diantha's Gardevoir, and breaking out of that bind is more conclusively what made Gardevoir tired after the battle, not it battling Greninja necessarily, because it was still up and ready to do stuff after battling Greninja, evidenced by the fact that it broke out of Team Rocket's binding and then shot them out of the sky. So it can't be conclusively stated that Greninja was fighting at the same level as Diantha's Gardevoir. There's a chance that it was. But the point is you can't conclusively say that for sure. And part of the whole issue with it is that like this battle is very inconclusive because it didn't have a proper resolution, and they never went back to this overall. So really, you can't derive anything from this battle, right? And from that, there's also extra points where it's like Rasen said that Alon was clearly stronger than Diantha for the reason that he took down Greninja like in a mastered state. But now that we know that Diantha wasn't about to lose, like necessarily, you can't confirm that the idea that Alon is stronger than Diantha gets put into question again. That's just where we're at. I actually have to leave right now, Rasen. I'm not sure if you heard that, but I'm going to.
Yeah, we'll be doing the Brave Asagi stream corner.
Cool.
For a while.
All right. I guess I will see you guys later. I guess I just disconnect from the call and that's fine, right? All right. See ya.
See you, man. Okay. Well, that's that part of the stream over, and I guess I'll invite a few people in. Yeah, no, Argan, I don't know, bro. Like, you are just like, I don't know. You're not very good at like calls.
You shitting on Argan, bro.
That kind of stuff. I don't have any.
That poor motherfucker.
But he's like, not like, I don't know. He's not like built for that kind of stuff. I don't know. Like he's.
Yeah, he's just not built like that.
Yeah. Anyway, it's just. Anyway, so what'd you think?
That debate's fucking horrible. Oh my god, I wanted to kill myself throughout the entirety of that shit. I don't even know what the fucking are, you stupid bitch.
About like 20 minutes in, I'm not gonna lie. But,
oh, I need to like yell at both of them. I need to like get like one-on-ones with like Kaito and fucking Rasen so I can yell at them so hard. Oh my god. Fucking what's with his mic anyway? Why is he so Down syndrome? Why can't he like talk?
That's why. It's not his mic, it's the connection.
Oh my god.
That's the
so cringe.
It's just that he keeps timing out his thing. Yo, Squeaky, just leave and read into it. Like, bro, you guys are. Why is every single person in my community tech illiterate, bro? Like, why? Like, no one has a PC. No one has a stable Wi-Fi connection. Like, what the fuck?
I had.
Rasen, can you talk or no?
He can't.
Okay, what's going on?
Talk. Like, he's.
He said he can hear though.
Yeah, you can hear. Okay, good. Anyway, so what are we gonna do? I mean, we can do showdown battles, I guess. Fuck.
Hell no.
I was doing chess games earlier on the stream. Like, I literally just like I just like put like a small square in the corner where I was doing chess games. I lost every single one.
I only have one thing to say.
What's your one thing, bro?
Iris is the best poker girl.
Ooh, maybe Journey's Iris. I'll grant you Journey's Iris, maybe. Black White Iris, certainly the fuck not. But I don't know. You know, I really don't know like who's like at the end of the Journeys. Like Serena kind of dropped a little bit in my eyes. Serena kind of dropped in my eyes from 105. Like, I really loved 105, but, you know, a big part of why I liked, like, Serena was, like, Amore and stuff, right? And I know it was a choice up on the writer's part and the designer's part, but the fact that she's, like, not wearing the ribbon, like, I understand that's character development, that's a good thing, but it's, like, not really the character development that I wanted. And I know that's, like, just, like, the 14-year-old fanfic reader shipper in me, right? But,
yeah.
you know, I feel like it would be rather that, like, as she matured, like, she would begin to value her relationship with Ash more than just, like, on a surface level, right? It feels like a pretty big departure from the direction and the path that Serena was going in at the end of XY, like, in Journey. So, like, she's no longer, like, she's still my favorite, but she's no longer, like, so far beyond everyone else, right? And Lily had, you know, a pretty good finale episode, or set of finale episodes, that improved her in my eyes. Even though she was still getting carried by everyone around her, she was, you know, it was more interesting, right? Like, it was her position was more interesting at the end of Journeys than most other characters. And then of course there's Iris, who basically became a completely different character and, you know, was much better for it. Yeah, between those three, really, I don't know which one. Like, I guess it's still Serena, but I'm not really sure, like, which one I like whether, like, who's, like, the best objectively. I don't know. Of course, if I take into account the entire show, then yeah, Serena's still the best. But if I just look at, like, end result, a lot of the Poke Girls ended in good results, like, good enough. The only one that noticeably got worse was Dawn. Dawn got worse. Yeah. Like, she got, wow. Like, she got hoed, bro, by Tomioka.
She fell off.
Yeah, she fell off real hard.
Anyways, I gotta go. It was nice talking.
Yeah.
Get Squeaky up in here or something. I don't know.
I don't know. Squeaky's, like, freaking out. I don't know what he's doing. Well, I'll invite this guy. And
anyway, see ya.
I mean, I don't know. I feel bad for Arkin, but, like, at the same time, like, I really, like, I don't think it's good. He's like, Arkin, you're like shining star. I don't know if you ever met that person, but that person is also very, bro, then just request, Squeaky. I'll put you on, but Shining Star is very similar to Argon. Like, they're not like inherently like a malicious person or anything, but they have this odd tendency to just shout over every single other person who's talking, and also be very unhappy about that kind of stuff. I don't know, like every time I had that person on my space, that Shining Star person, they would spend the entire call just like talking at the top of their lungs and shit. And I don't know, bro. Like, fuck. Like, I don't like dislike you, Argon, at all, but it's just I don't like you're really just like not stream material. I mean, I don't mind just turning off the stream and letting you on. Actually, I might as well just do that because Rasen dipped and Kaito dipped, and I don't know if I'm not connected to Ethernet, so I don't know if I can actually like play a game or something, like an actual game, like not like a web game, like an actual game, and still be streaming. And my shit won't just like crash. My OBS might just like crash trying to do it because I don't have my house Wi-Fi is good, but the actual upload, like the bandwidth I have is not the best. So it's like I can only do like one thing at a time, like streaming or playing a game. And it does it well, but it's like maybe not good enough to do all that. With that shit, like you need like fiber optic or something, and like Ethernet and all that. Overwatch. Yeah. I mean, we could talk about Horizons a little bit. Actually, I did kind of want to take this opportunity to think about Horizons, you know, and give my opinion, because I haven't actually talked about Horizons publicly in a little while, aside from like a flurry of tweets I did a couple weeks ago. But like, I want to give my ideas of Horizon. Oh, I can turn on my camera now. In a bit, Argon. Hold on. Let me turn on my camera.
Can I start with the topic?
Turn this down a little bit. Yeah. All right. So let me talk a little bit about Horizons first. Let's talk about the current state we're in, right? the final episode of the second arc or season. I'm gonna call them seasons because arcs is kind of like doesn't roll off the tongue as well. And they're like story arcs, right? They're not like there are like arcs within the so-called arcs, right? Like
Sure.
a arc or a ship arc or whatever. So I'm just gonna call them seasons. So the final episode of the second season airs tomorrow, and it is a raid battle against Rayquaza. Okay, this is like the third time they've done this, but it's still pretty exciting, right? And we're gonna be getting like Liko evolution. We're gonna be getting Amethio using Terastal and all that. And you know, I kind of wanted to take stock. Where are we in the story right now? We have 3 of the 6 heroes have been captured, right? And that was 12 episodes ago. We have 3 of the 6 heroes have been captured. Terapagos has unlocked the temporary ability to go into its, I believe it's called the Stellar form or something.
No, Stellar is the third. Yep.
Big boy one.
Yeah, the current one is Terastal.
Oh yeah, okay. So Terastal.
That's why it's.
Okay, yeah. So it has the ability to go into the Terastal form momentarily, and that is strong enough to counter one of
Rayquaza attack,
which is pretty interesting. I don't know, Stellar will just like no sell Rayquaza. I'm not gonna lie, but we're at
oh my God, Raisin's back.
We're finally getting the first evolution of Liko's of one of the. Yeah, I my take online, like on like a stream or just like in video format of like what I think. I don't really care.
Okay.
Look. So, bro, you're insane, bro. Pull away from the mic.
You're serious? You throwing the mic?
Like that's
AirPods,
bro. Like, oh my god.
He's having AirPods. Oh no.
Okay, look. So. Okay, I'm gonna mute you for a little bit, bro. I can't. Okay. So I'm gonna give my take a little bit. So it's been 2 seasons, and the first season was a very big departure from the classic anime formula, the classic Pokemon anime formula, in that it was more of a serialized pacing with a focus on a more mature cast. Okay? Now, these things were, in some people's eyes, including the staff's, apparently, too far of a departure from the Pokemon anime. So much so that it didn't really have that core that people thought, like, made up a Pokemon show, right? It had more of a focus on the human characters and their relationships, as opposed to the Pokemon themselves. And, you know, a lot of these concerns were, of course, brought up early on in the show. And it was, we don't really know for sure whether it was that they acted on these concerns that were brought to them by viewers or whether they saw these flaws for themselves. But we saw a pretty big change in Season 2, where they kind of tried to address a lot of these things, right? Like, we got things like a Pokemon, like, not a Pokemon-only episode, but, like, an episode focused on Pokemon, right? Like, episode, I think it was 31. That, like, 30 Club episode or whatever. You know, we got more, like, filler episodes, right? So they brought in the old Journeys writers, like Tsuchiya and Akao, as well as guest writers. Like, for example, the series composition for the recently aired Dungeon Meshi actually wrote an episode for Horizons. I believe it was the Croc or whatever it's called. The one where it's like the Unova crocodile Pokemon, Crocodile. I think it's called Crocodile and Crocodile and stuff. But
yeah.
That episode was written actually not by a regular writer, but a guest writer. And they brought in some other people too. So overall, we have like 2 groups of writers, okay? First, we have the screenplay company that is headed up by the series composition for Horizons. that is story writers. The series composition is Daisato, that's his group, as well as Kureha Matsuzawa, who's working as the script coordinator for the show. So I think it's kind of their role to make sure that that each episode flows into the next well. And their role really shined in the first season, in which it was more of a serialized pacing where every single episode flowed into the next. It's not that season 2 didn't have, good flow from one episode to the next, but the plots were really disconnected. A lot of the episodes in season 2 did not contribute to the overall plot, and these episodes were not written by the story writers. In this sense, the pacing of the narrative was a lot more similar to Journeys, for example, in that we would be getting at the end of each core of the season. So this core was 20 episodes, and after the first 8 episodes, first 8 episodes was the end of the first core, and then we had another 11 episodes after that, right? And at the end of these 2 sections, we had a couple of episodes written by story writers and Matsuzawa, which were plot episodes. And these episodes, of course, were of very high quality, right? Especially 34. And they push the story forward a lot. But, we kind of lost a lot of the sort of slow burn that made season 1 so good, right? The reason why the spin-out arc was so interesting and why the episodes were rated so highly was because that the whole thing was built up over the course of half a dozen episodes. So where's the end game here is what I'm thinking, right? So they're walking back a lot of the changes that made Horizons unique to begin with, right? What's their idea? Why? What are their plans for the future, really? Because at the end of the day, we're not even halfway through the projected 100+ episodes of the show, and they've already done half the narrative. Actually, more than half, because there's only 2 Mons left before Rayquaza, and Rayquaza is the final challenge that we know of. And we still haven't gotten a lot of development for Liko, Roy, and Dot in their teams, that is. We're still on basics. We're still 2 or 3 Pokemon each, right? And, of course, this arc is meant to rectify that, but how much rectification is really believable at this stage? How much can they really do in the next however many episodes this arc is to push their teams forward without feeling kind of rushed, right? And are they going to waste time in this arc? Are we going to be seeing a return to a serialized pacing in this arc? Because at the end of the day, the ratings for this season were far, far lower than the first one. When it comes to fan ratings on Nico Live, etc., they were higher, but that's mainly because less people were actually watching each of the individual episodes. And the people who are watching at this point are fans who would naturally rate almost every episode higher than usual. In general, the number of people watching has decreased. In the first season, we were Horizons was hitting top 10 basically every other week, and during the summer, during the main part of summer, they were hitting top 5 every week. They hit top 5 multiple weeks in a row, even eclipsing many popular shows. So, but I think I don't think Horizons has hit top 10 once in season 2. At one point, they got like rank 11. I don't remember which episode it was, but they did get rank 11 at one point. But aside from that, they haven't hit top 10 at all, which is, you know, not good. Season 2 has been, frankly, like, a lot more boring than season 1. Like, a lot of people dropped the show, even though they addressed a lot of the, you know, correct problems people had with the first season. It resulted in an overall loss of enjoyment. Why is that? Well, you know, like, at the end of the day, abandoning what makes yourself unique just to fix a few flaws doesn't really, like, it doesn't make things better. Because you're like ignoring the forest for the trees, I guess, is what I'm saying. Like, you're ignoring the whole and the makeup of the whole to fix specific pain points that people have because they're not used to this kind of show. Because, you know, all they ever watched is Pokemon or whatever, right? Like, of course, I get that people watch Pokemon for the Pokemon, right? Like, that's, like, kind of, like, the whole point of why you'd watch Pokemon to begin with. But this kind of show was just of objectively higher quality than anything we've gotten previously. Especially the first 18 episodes or so of season 1 were just of a markedly higher quality than literally anything else in the Pokemon series. When it comes to writing quality, even overall animation quality was very high. I won't say it's maybe not the best. Like, it's hard to say, like, definitively when it comes to animation. But overall, the animation quality is very high. And the narrative from episode to episode was also much better. So, now we're looking at season 3. And we've had one season that was focused on serialized pacing. And that was also very fast-paced, even though it didn't feel like it. A lot of ground got covered in season 1. Almost too much ground, right? If you're considering it to be a three-year series. But we also had season 2, which had a lot less ground covered. But it had more focus on the Pokemon, and as well as a wider variety of episode plots, right? Because they weren't tied to the major narrative, so they were able to do, you know, many different kinds of plots and showing a lot of different parts of both the ship's Pokemon, as well as doing, like, sort of drip-fed development with Roy and Dot, yeah, you know, with a few new, not captures. I mean, Dot got one capture, but it was mainly new moves that really kind of built up over season 2, right?
Yeah, 37, 38, and what, 41?
40, yeah, something like that. There were new moves in all of those. But
40.
the actual narrative barely progressed at all. Barely. Like, we're getting 2 progression episodes. Literally 2. One was 33. The second is 45. And that kind of pacing is just excruciating. There's no way around it. You can't expect to retain viewership, especially after that season 1, with that sort of pacing. It's too slow. It is. So the only solution is the solution they came up with: a detour, a complete detour from the narrative of the show, to do something completely different, but can be paced way better because it is focused on development, and it features a lot of high-profile characters people were looking forward to, and will feature a lot of different battles and stuff like that people can look forward to as well. So this is honestly, it feels kind of like the perfect solution, but that begs the question, though. You're delaying for what? You're delaying for what exactly? Like, how is a delay going to fix the fundamental issues you've created for yourself? At the end of the day, you still have to get through 2 of the heroes and Rayquaza. And you've already proven that rushing through the main plot won't work, so they can't just go back to a serialized pacing after thing unless this Paldea arc is the entire gym challenge and they spend 50 episodes on it, which I'm fine with as long as it progresses like quickly. I'm fine with having a 50 episode detour, but that's not necessarily healthy to the overall narrative. And it kind of proves, and it's like kind of an admission that their ideas were flawed, because they are abandoning the things that made Horizons. The serialized pacing, right? The narrative, the unique narrative of Lucius and the Six Heroes, as well as the fundamental setting of the show, and no one's talking about this. The Brave Asagi got wrecked. The next arc will not feature the ship at all. The ship that they've spent 45 episodes building up, like, you know, like showing the different parts of it, how it all works, showing the Pokemon living there, and right when they're managing, in the last part of Season 2, right when they're managing to really build up that that sort of day-to-day, through the filler episodes of Season 2, the sort of day-to-day of the ship, oh, we're going to leave it for an entire arc. The entire setting, the entire episode structure we've made, yeah, we're throwing it out. That, like, if you think about it in the sense of the health of the show, okay, maybe it'll work, maybe it'll turn out well, but when you look at it from a writing perspective, it's like, it's not good. Like, that's really bad. Like, that's like, you're basically saying that your ideas didn't work and you have to make a different story now. Which is...
Sure.
I mean, that's like... It's to the point that you need to get new writers or a new director. Normally this is a direction thing. I don't think this is a writer thing. I think this is a direction thing. In general, like these guys, okay, they didn't know how to write Pokemon, sure. But their plot was extremely good. The plot with the Explorers and the Pendant stuff was very, very good. And the problem was that it just wasn't paced for a 3-year show. They wrote it like a seasonal show that had like 3 seasons or something. And after 1 season, the directors basically told them, slow it down by like 10x. Yeah. That's literally what it is. They went from 25 plot episodes to 2 plot episodes and 20 episodes. So, yeah. I mean, it's whatever.
What about the Lapras episodes, the 2-parter?
That's what I meant. The Lapras episodes were 32 and 33, weren't they?
The Lapras episodes were 31 and 32. The 33 was Rayquaza, and 34 was Grandma leaving.
Yeah, 34 doesn't count. 33 was the episode I was thinking about that really pushed the plot forward. I mean, like, yeah, the Lapras stuff counts technically, but in general, the episode that was really like the impetus for progression wasn't 31 and 32. It was 33. And that's kind of the episode that really like mattered per se. So,
well, would you say episode 19 is that much plot? Or is it like a season 2 episode?
19 is kind of the exception. Like 19 is kind of the exception, with also I guess 13 as well. But that episode's kind of a
There were a few breather episodes, I'd call them, in season 1, but for the most part it was fairly serialized, all the way from Liko in the field to...
exception, but it was like... It had...
But, you know,
it was a really an important episode, really, because it was really a development episode for Liko and Roy. Like, more so than most people think, because it also led into Kabu and stuff. But, yeah, relative to, like, for example, like 33 or something, yeah, I'd say it's less important. And relative to a lot of the episodes in Season 1, I also say it's less important. But, overall, that plot was really good. That season was really good. And the issue was that, like, they couldn't really they couldn't really hack it in season 2. Like you can't continue at that pace because then the show would be done in 50 episodes and no one would be developed, right? Because they never took the time to actually develop the characters. But I have a question now. We talked about season 1, season 2, right? We talked about the goals they set up for season 3. But how are they going to execute those goals? The main question I have is who's going to be writing it? Because that alone will kind of tell us all we need to know about the intention behind the arc. If story writers comes back and actually writes the arc of the show that they're contracted to write for instead of just like, I don't know, jerking off or something. Like they must have spent all of season 2 doing something because they barely wrote anything. So like they wrote what? They wrote like, I'd have to look at the staff list, but they wrote like what? 30, I guess like 32, 33, 34, and then 43, 44, 45. I don't know if they wrote 42 or not. But they wrote like 6 or 7 of the 20 episodes, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it was like that much. They didn't even write half the episodes. So, like, what'd they spend this whole time doing? Like, were they working on other shows? No, not really. Like, Story Writers doesn't take on that many projects. Their last, like, main project was Listeners, and that was years and years ago. So what do they really spend all their time doing? Like, I would assume it was really just drafting out season 3. And I hope that we're seeing a proper arc in season 3. That's like, because if they do another season 2 of season 3 of, you know, kind of just like spinning their wheels, kind of doing fucking nothing until like 1 or 2 episodes of like a boss gauntlet with the Elite Four at the end of it, and then the whole rest of the time is that them doing like the you know, the challenges in the gyms, in SV, like
Yeah.
Katie, her like thing where you kick the ball around or whatever. Like, if they spend the whole time doing that shit, like, I might actually just write off the series. Anyway, what do you want to say? I know you want to say something. What's up?
Well, it seems like you've said a lot of issues and talked about the handling of the Pokemon in season 2. I think with season 2, they still didn't do well with the Pokemon stuff. I mean, first off, there's so much watchful neglect that's like getting really severe. Then, like, okay, there's a few move learning episodes. I don't like what they did with episode 30. It just kind of felt out of like nowhere, and it seems like we're not going to focus on those characters again, and it's a bit hard to care about them. They're not interesting by themselves. They're just really bland.
Yeah. I mean, the main issue is because this kind of stuff is not. They weren't. In the previous episodes, they weren't really like. I mean, this is one of the. That's like one of the problems with focusing on the human characters is that the Pokemon themselves kind of didn't have the time to develop characters over the course of, you know, the 30-some episodes, right? That they'd had. So it feels random. It feels forced. It feels like tokenism almost. And there's not really a solution to that. Because it's either one or the other. It's either you have like bland cardboard cutout one-note characters like in Journeys, or just previous animes in general, or you have Pokemon that are treated more like tools or like utility items rather than, you know, characters. It's one of the two things. There's not really a middle ground because there's only so much time in a weekly anime to do that kind of stuff. And at the end of the day, there's not like character writing isn't really the forefront of Pokemon anyways. And it's weird for me to say that because so many people watch Pokemon for its characters. But it's just like the character writing has just never really been that good. Ever. Like if you actually, I'm saying like from an objective perspective, because Horizons is basically the only Pokemon anime that would actually compare with other shows, and even then, Horizons character writing is like subpar. There are a lot of characters who get basically 0 screen time and are very sporadic in their like.
What about like 3 episodes before his current like tagging along of like the past few episodes?
Yeah, exactly, right? Because they're not showing them all in a consistent way. Like, you know, you kind of run. Of course, I get why, right? Like the cast is already really fucking big for a Pokemon anime. Like really big. Like we're approaching a dozen human characters that are important, right? Like maybe more. And that kind of stuff is really hard to manage, right? Think about like My Hero Academia or even like any of those like fucking harem isekais where like every time the main character does something, every single girl has to like say her piece or do something, right? And you know, you don't have time to develop every single one, so naturally each of them is reduced to like one quirk or one character trait, and that's it. And Horizons isn't quite at that level, but you know, there's a very big difference between Freed, for example, and the rest of the Rising Volteckers, as well as the admins of the Explorers and the Grunts, who have been completely removed from the show. Zura and Konia don't exist anymore. I don't think we've seen them in both of the Explorers engagements. Neither
Since the Grandma's Castle.
Huh?
We haven't seen them since the Grandma's Castle, I don't think.
Yeah, exactly. And it's because they're irrelevant characters now, because the other admins have taken their place as like the other members of the Explorers who fight. So,
can I ask you something, Mood, real quick?
What's up, bro?
Like, why do you think they moved away from just, 3 people traveling? Because, funnily enough, if it was just, Liko, Roy, Dot, it would be great. Like, and that's how Pokemon was at the beginning. It was just Ash, Brock, Misty.
There's a couple of reasons for that. The first reason is because, well, one, they tried to
They're experimenting.
They wanted to bring in a new kind of draw, and they wanted to bring in older fans because, in general, like Journeys did really, really well when it came to like promotion and stuff because they were shilling to otakus the entire time. Every single month they were putting shit in otaku magazines. They had a Twitter account and all that, and people ate that shit up in Japan. They loved it. So that's why they put older characters in this show. But the other reason is because this is what the writers are good at. Dai Sato is the script writer for Eureka 7, which is an old mecha anime that is very similar in structure to this show. It is about a group of scientists and like mercenaries who fly around in a giant ship that deploys robots and fights other robots and shit. It's about like a boy and a girl who get picked up. Well, it's really a boy. The girl's from the ship, but a boy who gets picked up by the ship, basically. And
just like Zero.
Yeah, and they go traveling around and doing stuff. Yeah, that's the writer of this show wrote a show like that previously. So that's like kind of like it's very similar. But that's like why they switched. And overall, I approve of the switch. Even though this next season kind of is very, very much a departure from that. Like the Rising Volt Tacklers have apparently fucked off. Freed is gonna be there maybe, but the rest of them have apparently fucked off. The ship has fucked off. The pacing is fucked off. The writers themselves fucked off. I don't know, like it's not like they don't have that many writers, right? It's not like it's like 2 people from story writers. They have like 5 people. I don't know, like that 5 is more than enough to write like a lot of episodes. And I get they get fatigued and shit, right? I get like, okay, sure, but like, couldn't they figure out a better way to do this? Like maybe just get 1 or 2 more people who can actually fucking write. I don't know. Like I never thought that Tsuchiya would be like one of the only writers from the old era to be brought back. Like I never would have thought that Tsuchiya of all people would be the guy. Oh my god. Like I mean, just bring back Tomioka at least. Like if you're gonna bring back old people. But anyway, they're abandoning a lot of the stuff that made Horizons more unique. The stuff like the extended cast. Like they're literally cutting off half the cast. Like they're not even in any of the promotional material, right?
Yeah.
So, Freed's not even in the poster, even though we know Freed is going to be there because he was in the anime.
Another poster.
Material. Yeah, he was in the anime Japan material for the arc, so he's probably going to be there. Probably like doing something at the school. I think that's where Liko's mom works, so maybe he's doing something else. But anyway. Yeah, so this arc is getting rid of a lot of the stuff that made the show unique, and it's, on the one hand, it's going to be really sad if it actually works, because that means that basically Pokemon with kid protagonists cannot work unless they do this kind of story. Like, they can't even try to do a more mature or serious story as well as one that's more complex with more characters. No, it really should have just been 3 kids walking around the whole time with nothing happening for months until like 1 or 2 Rush Pod episodes, because OLM's directors and shit apparently cannot handle anything more complicated than that. I don't know. It's sad. Like, it's sad to think about. So
I don't know. On the other hand, we didn't have those first 25 episodes of super high quality, and honestly, that might keep it in like my top 3 Anipok series, even if like the 3rd arc is total average.
Yeah, I mean, like Horizon, like that was the best first season of Pokemon by far. Like, it was not even fucking close. Like, there is no other first 25 episodes of the Pokemon that are even close to as good. There are, of course, later seasons which are as good or maybe might be better. Right, like XYZ, or the last year of Sun and Moon, or last year of Diamond and Pearl.
I think that they felt they had to sort of front load the story to make sure people would still watch, even though they're MC or whatever the nostalgia fans might
In my opinion,
they need to prove that the series can work without them as soon as possible.
In my opinion, the kids shouldn't have existed. Either that or Roy shouldn't have. I think Roy is the biggest mistake of the show. I actually think a lot of the fundamental issues with the show could have been solved if Roy did not exist. Why? Well, one of the main obvious issues is that the show always has to split development between Liko and Roy, right? And it's kind of funny because Roy doesn't really have like a thing anymore, like an actual, like he has his goal, his overall narrative has been co-opted by Liko completely. Like, his goal is literally just Liko's goal. His goal is literally just to beat Rayquaza. That's it. At this point, it's just to catch Rayquaza, whatever. To catch Rayquaza, and Liko also wants to catch Rayquaza. So Roy is just kind of like her helper. That's it. And he's still splitting screen time and development with Liko and Mons. Like, imagine if Liko had all of Roy's Mons, or she got Free Coco and Dot got Kaiden. And they actually were just, maybe 2 characters. And, Liko got all of the development that Roy got. All of a sudden, Liko is a much deeper character with a wider variety of more motivations, and more Pokemon, and more feats, and more evolutions and stuff. More potential evolutions. And shit flows way better because they have to spend less time on Liko, right? Because she has more room to breathe. And yeah, like, it really was that simple. But production committee mandated boy character to sell the merchandise, to sell the sneakers and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna be seeing how tomorrow's episode is gonna go, because tomorrow's episode will tell us a lot about the direction the show is gonna be going in the future. Personally, I want Amethio to capture Rayquaza, even though it's extremely unlikely, just because I really, really think the Explorers need a win. It's really fucking stupid they haven't even gotten one. I was talking about this the other day. I wish Amethio got Moltres. Think about how much more interesting the show would be if the Explorers had a hero, and that one, the Explorers are cemented as a threat, and two, the Rising Voltaculars actually need to be proactive and beat the Explorers rather than just evading them in order to get the other hero.
Hello!
Oh my gosh.
Sorry. Get out.
Oh my god.
Anyway, yeah, that's basically my whole point, my whole take. I don't know how you even.
Bruh.
Who the fuck?
Okay. I'll say something then.
Who the fuck removed me? But regardless, I'm just want to finish my shit. I'm gonna leave anyway.
Yeah.
Regardless, my point is, we're gonna be getting a preview tomorrow, in all likelihood, a preview video, like a trailer of the Paldea arc, as well as some information about the course of the show, like what's gonna be happening. Like we're gonna be getting, like what's gonna happen with Amethio, right? He spent 12 episodes training. Surely he's not gonna fuck it up, right? Surely. No, of course he's gonna lose again. It's so fucking dumb. I don't know. Like, I don't know what they're doing with Amethio. Like, I don't know what their plan is. They had him leave for 12 episodes, or not 12, like for 8 episodes, just for him to well, yeah, he left after episode 6 for what, 15 episodes, and then he lost. Then he left for another 8 episodes after losing to Freed. He lost to Hamber, but got Terastal like 11 episodes later. And then finally he's fighting Rayquaza again. And he's probably gonna lose again. And then he's not even in the Terastal review arc. He's not infiltrating the school at all. Post what clip? Oh my god. I don't know. Anyway, that was overall, I mean, I think it was a good stream. We're gonna be seeing it tomorrow. Like, I'm gonna watch the episode, probably not live, but I will definitely watch the episode when I wake up, and I will also see the preview. And I think we'll be doing a stream probably on Saturday. But we'll see. About this, I'm probably gonna reiterate a lot of this stuff, and I'll get your guys' takes and stuff as well. Yeah. Yeah, it was a good stream. Thank you guys for coming, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't miss the episode. See you guys there. Peace.
Yeah. Yeah, bye. Thank you.